we don't have to be super official until, you know, we go live. We are live, and we are just, yeah. Well, we are live. I'm drinking bubblies. I'm ready to go. Black cherry. Is that what it's called? Blackberry bubbly. Can you record? Is none of the audio being recorded? I guess not, because okay. Cool. It says only my audio is coming through. Oh my god. Zoom. Hang on. Guys, so you guys that are in the thing, we're now realizing that we don't have audio. So I'm going to have to figure this out. Oh my god. All right. I would say you guys entertain everybody, but what? Let me just look this up real quick, and see if I can't figure it out. And let's see. Okay, hold on. I'm figuring it out. All right.
Stop video. Choose virtual. Choose video filter.
Okay, hold on.
That effect would be they smear a little Vaseline around the edges of the. Right?
Yeah.
People in the chat, can you hear everybody now?
Can you hear us? It's funny because the live stream shows Ryan adjusting all the settings.
Hey.
I can hear us. I can hear us.
You can hear us. Okay.
Yes.
It has to come through my
Hello?
speakers, so
You son of a bitch, you did it.
I sure did. And I'm going
Everybody,
to
change in
record
the
this
chat for
just in
Ryan
case we
coming
want to
through.
use it. All right.
Ryan, do you want me to try recording again, or?
Nope, you're good.
No, that's like good. We're rocking. We're rolling. Is it happening?
Oh no, Chip's in the chat. Chip said, "So far, so great, guys."
Oh my gosh,
No.
the real Chip Zdarsky's here.
He really
we
caught us
kick
with our
him?
pants down. That was embarrassing.
Can we kick him, Ryan? Or do you have the ability to kick Chip from the chat?
Yes, I do, but I'm not going to. And
Hey.
Dakota Cross wants me to mute you already, so.
Yeah, he said, "Go ahead and mute Griffin again."
What the fuck, Dakota?
All right,
We're friends.
intro this thing.
We were
All right,
just
let's go in
talking on
again.
you. Yeah.
Take us in, Griffin.
Well, Jesus, you want me to recapture the magic of the first intro, which was already through the roof. I thought it was a perfect intro, but yeah, sure, I'll give it another shot. Hello and welcome, everybody. Good evening, and welcome to STEG-MAN and His Amazing Friends, the live stream show that's only ever a live stream and never a podcast. You can go fuck yourself if you like the podcast. It's Ryan STEG-MAN's show. Hello, Ryan.
Hi.
It's produced by two supple boys, me and Ethan. We're here as always, but of course, we're frequently joined by some special guests, the aforementioned amazing friends. And this week, we got Mr. Felix Lu with us. Felix of Felix Comics Art, of course, you may know him. Felix, how are you doing tonight, my man?
Doing great. And I had no idea that Ryan had such slick announcers. Incredibly professional.
Oh, so professional.
Yeah, you like that? I do that usually every week, sometimes with less energy than that, if you can believe it, as some of the fans will tell you. But we're super happy to have you here tonight, man, despite my apathy and stumbling over my words because I'm the best podcast host there's ever been. Ryan.
Yes.
I understand that you draw comic books, yes?
I do. I sure do.
Right?
Okay.
That's really exciting.
Okay, so you have a lot of art you've produced, and so there's the art that's replicated millions and millions and millions of times over for everyone to read in all the various comic books. But there's also the original art that you've drawn in your studio right here that is very organized, might I add. So where does that all go?
That's a really good segue.
Hey, Ron Lim's in the chat. If that's the real Ron Lim, that is awesome.
This is the worst time to have a star-studded chat.
Yeah, hi Ron Lim.
No, god damn it.
You're a legend. I am one of the few, artists of my generation that has not given themselves over to digital art, and so that means I have comic book art on paper. So every page is a one of one, and Felix here has been a avid comic collector for a long time, and then he was also buying original art, and then he got into the game of selling original art. So it's a big market. It's been doing very well for us. If you've been following any of the Venom stuff, we can't keep any of it in stock. People are buying it all up, especially King and Black. And that's a lot of that's thanks to Felix, because he knows how to, he knows the markets and how to do all this. So Felix, how did you get into original art in the first place?
Like anyone else who's into original art, as a comic book fan. I've been reading comics since I was 4. I did not get into original art until much later, 30 years later. But that was fine. It's sort of the pinnacle of anything related to comics collecting and fandom and nerdiness. It's there's nothing nerdier than comic art.
Right. Were you a big spender on it, or did you kind of like ease yourself in slowly?
Well, I had gotten a couple of pieces, like just some quick freebie things just from going to shows as a kid. But when I got into collecting comic art seriously, I threw money around with abandon and with no thought of responsibility at all. Just if I saw it, I wanted it. I didn't care what it cost. I just bought it, like an idiot. And it should not have ended well, and it still may not end well.
Right.
But I'm glad I did, because the market's only gone up. So if I had waited, or if I was more responsible, I wouldn't have the pieces I have, or they would just cost me like way more.
Right. So, how just an estimate? How many pieces do you personally own?
I haven't kept count.
Yeah.
But more than anyone needs.
All right. Well, at some point we'll do a show and tell. But what's your prized piece?
that's just leading right into a show and tell, isn't it?
Yeah, that's sort of. But I kind of want to get into how you got into dealing original art as well.
Okay, well, before we go down that path, I'll just say that I'm not an art dealer per se, and I know most people watching don't really care about the distinction. I'm an art rep.
Okay.
And the difference is that a dealer buys art and then resells it, so he owns his inventory. An art rep sells art on behalf of artists, and that's what I do. I don't buy art to resell. I've never done that. When I got into this, I had friends ask me, why are you becoming a rep? Why not become a dealer? Dealers are the ones who make money. Reps don't make money. But that wasn't why I got into doing this. It was really just partly out of boredom. I was looking for something to do. So I was sort of, like functionally retired at that point. But also, it felt like a challenge. I had some ideas about how to, because reps have been around forever.
Right.
But I had some ideas about how it could be done differently, and I just wanted to try it out.
And how badly did you want to represent me?
How much money does Ryan make selling his art every month?
Oh my gosh!
Let's put that number.
Don't
live
tell these
out
vultures.
here on the internet. we're all dying to know.
Yeah, I mean, you ever like picture like dollar bills stacked up, and so like if we measure that in inches. That's Ryan. He does great.
I will say I have been Scrooge McDucking lately, where I swim in gold coins, but namely that's Felix's doing. What's that?
How is the art for like something like Absolute Carnage and King in Black, like, has that been more or less one person coming in swooping up a majority of an issue or the entire series, or you've been getting rid of pages by pages?
Totally different. I don't know how to say it. We achieved the same result, like two totally different ways. Absolute Carnage, every issue was broken up, and I think there may only be one or two pieces left. But I mean, for all intents and purposes, that was completely sold out, but all separately. King in Black was the other extreme. Had a buyer approach us to buy the whole kit and caboodle, every page, the entire series. He wanted.
That's crazy.
But for a very specific reason. He has plans to open up a museum dedicated to popular art.
Wow.
Comic art's
Oh, Ryan.
Think street art, lowbrow art, illustration, commercial art, popular art. But the comic wing will be, Ryan will be very well represented in the comic.
Ryan, how do you feel about being in a museum?
A museum.
I mean, I felt like it was just a matter of time. I actually think it's taken longer than it should have. I've had to turn MoMA down a few times, but I'm glad to have finally gotten there. Sorry.
So, Chad Larson in the chat said he's going to fight someone for the Venom 200 cover. Ryan, when can fans expect to snatch that bid?
Don't ask me. That's Felix. Oh, he's got it right there.
Shit.
God.
Let's start off the show and tell now. And
People are
That's
losing their
fucking
minds about
good.
that. God damn it.
This is the page with JP Mayer's inks, and props to JP. I don't know if you guys ever talk about him.
We do.
I'll be totally honest. When Ryan told me, he was doing Venom, but that for the first time he was going to be working with an inker regularly. I was disappointed, and I was skeptical. But when I got that first issue in the mail, it completely won me over. And this guy, he is so consistent, and he's just fucking good.
Yeah.
But here's a little bonus. Ryan's
Ooh.
so if you get art from Ryan, this is you get two for the price of one. I mean, you get the original pencils, pure STEG-MAN art, but then you also get the inked version, which is published. So pretty cool when you get Ryan's art. And
Ryan, let me get this straight. You drew that?
That's the age-old question from old people.
I've never seen him actually draw, but
Yeah,
he's credited with drawing.
I have no proof.
Yeah, that's true.
I've
It's
never
been
seen
taken until
Ryan
he
and a
makes it.
drawing in the same room at the same time.
One of the bummers about the way that we do things is that I rarely get to see JP's inks in person, because the first few batches he would send them to me and then I'd send them on to Felix. Now JP sends them directly to Felix. But when I had those ones, it was so cool to see how intricate his work is up close.
The guy doesn't take any shortcuts.
Yeah.
At all. He inks everything
Insane.
completely, fully. I don't know if that's just what he does or if he does it with an eye toward the collector market, but this is the sort of thing that you'll make a fan for life with collectors.
Yeah. So
Dave Acosta's in the chat, Ryan. He says
Yeah.
it's blowing his mind. He thought computers did everything.
I'm trying to ignore Dave Acosta in the chat. I've talked to him enough today. He was on the Skype call. Dave, just start telling everybody music
yeah,
stuff
shut up, Dave.
in the chat. Dave knows everything about music, and that's the only reason I keep him around, is for recommendations and stuff like that.
Michael Vanoy in the chat pointed out he made a really good point, which is I don't think Chip has anything in a museum.
That's true.
Very true. Very true.
Yeah, they don't put Eisners
Chip,
in
if
museums.
you're still watching, I don't.
It seems more
wanna let us
valuable than an
know,
Eisner.
but-
That seems more valuable than an Eisner.
Yeah,
is to
for
be
sure.
behind glass, having people look at it like, oh.
I think that we're making fun of Chip, but there's no way he's still in the chat. So
Oh no, I think he left immediately.
I'm gonna answer
you
this.
didn't want to drop a super chat on us?
I'm gonna answer Steve Adeletto's question here. Ryan, what covers have you kept? The only covers that I've kept in my house are two that the first one is an X-Men one that Tim Townsend inked, and that's because Tim Townsend inked it, and I was like such a fan of his X-Men run back in the day, and he's one of my favorite inkers. I mean, he's one of the best of all time. So to have him do something, I was just like, I said to him, I was like, hey, I know that, like we could split this original art, or, you could keep it, and I was like, if you let me keep it, I'm not going to sell it. I'm just going to keep it. And so he was fine with that. And Mark Morales, the same thing. The first thing that he inked for me, I mean, I was like, this guy's inked freaking, Lanil Yu and Olivier Coipel. I was like, I can't believe he's going to ink my stuff. So I have another cover that he did. That's Deadpool and the Guardians of the Galaxy. But otherwise, I mean, I'm not that precious about keeping my stuff here. So I kind of like being able to send it off to Felix and get it out of my house. I don't know what Felix does with it. He's probably just got it all sitting on his kitchen counter, but he uses it as a cutting board.
It's just chilling there. Yeah, as a placemat. By the way,
I regret
Chip
to
is still
inform
in the
everybody
chat.
that yeah, Chip's still here. He let us know he does have a piece in the museum for contemporary comic art, which all right, so maybe
What
it's not
the
that
fuck,
important.
man. Come on,
Uh,
it's not. I guess. Sorry, Ryan.
yeah,
Welcome
they let
back to
anybody
it.
in, but it's still cool that you got in.
All right, so here's a question,
Yeah.
Felix. For the people in the chat and the people that are hearing this, if they are interested in starting to collect comic art, is there like an online community that they can join, or I mean, other than just going to Felix Comic Art, obviously that's the best place to send them, because then they can buy from us. But like to learn the ins and outs of how it all works.
Depends how much time they want to put into it and how much time they want to invest in it. But my own experience and my observation, the people who get the bug get it bad,
Right.
and they will seek out information and anywhere. So I have done a podcast devoted to comic art. So if you really want to do a deep dive and learn the ins and outs of the hobby and the history of the hobby, and hear from really experienced collectors, and I learn from them, you can check that out on our website or on iTunes, on the Felix Comic Art Podcast. Very imaginative. I also have a YouTube channel where we've done videos with collectors. Just if you want to learn more. Now, if you want to interact or communicate with other collectors, there are a lot of forums. I think that the primary ones now are on Facebook. I hate Facebook, but what are you going to do? Also, CGC Boards has a really active original art forum. That's been around since I started, 15, 16 years ago. And yeah, it's that one I think is probably you get your best and most valuable intel. It's easy. Yeah.
We have a question in the chat from Chad Larson, our friend Chad Larson. He wants to know your thoughts on NFT.
Well, it's funny. I did one of these live shows a week ago with comic art fans, and I don't know if people. Can the audience see that?
Yes.
Hey everyone.
Chip Zdarsky has joined us.
I feel like I'm a fan. I love all the artists you rep. Most of the artists you rep. I was very, very jealous all the Stuart Immonen pages went so quickly from the recent Star Wars round.
So how did you get in here, Chip?
I asked.
Who?
And they let me in.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Well, this is very interesting. So do you have any questions for Felix?
I would like to know about fungal? Is it fungal art?
Non-fungal art, non-fungible
Fungible.
tokens.
Fungibles, because I work digitally and I want to make a lot of money like Ryan, and I don't know how to do it.
How big of a whore are you?
Well, you see him.
What do you think? What do you think?
I think you do very well.
Yeah, I think so too.
Oh my gosh.
What are your thoughts on it, and what are your plans to capitalize on this hot new craze?
So I'm not a crypto guy. I've never been a crypto guy, and I've only I've only cared enough to learn about crypto because of NFTs.
Mm-hmm.
And for a digital artist like yourself, I think NFTs are, potentially the game changer for monetizing your work.
That's great, because I really need to change my game. So that is good news for this guy.
Well, I've thought a lot about that there's so many digital artists now, and to have a way to monetize that is really going to change things. And I think that a lot of people don't believe that these NFTs will last or anything, but I really feel like it's one of those things where you just can't predict the future, because this might just be how how things work, especially with. We talked about the digital frames and stuff, Felix?
Yeah, well, I think NFTs as a concept, they'll be around.
Mm-hmm.
But in terms of NFT, crypto art, that we'll see how that shakes out. I mean, I think long term it'll still be around, but in the short term right now, it's absolutely a bubble.
Right.
And you can expect a shakeout to happen, and we'll see what happens after that.
So should I hedge my bets and learn to draw for real?
I still believe that artists are better if they, to whatever extent they care about having an art market, they're still better off drawing for real, no question.
Ryan, I don't know if this is the place to talk about this, but would I be allowed to physically draw a variant for Venom 200?
I prefer your digital stuff.
Would you? But I mean, would you just take a chance on me? Is what I'm asking.
I will put in a good word for you. I don't know if you know anybody at Marvel, but I can talk to a few people.
Let them know that my work is in a museum currently.
Which museum is it in? Is that real?
The future. Yeah,
is this a Canadian museum? It's a Canadian museum.
No, it's an American Museum of Contemporary Comic Art. They reached out to me years ago, and
where is that?
Wanted a piece. New York, I believe.
And is it
Chip,
from sex
Chip, I don't
criminals?
want to step on your toes, but we're getting a lot of requests in the chat that you please stop scratching yourself. We have one that said
Oh,
if he doesn't stop
God.
scratching himself, I'm never going to read a comic again.
I wish I could stop, but there's something going on, and I don't know. That's why I don't have the shirt, because
Okay.
it's just easier just to get directly to the skin.
Well,
Yeah.
not to make
think
this
everybody-
not to make this all about NFT. We'll do one more question about it though, because this is a good question for you, Felix. From Steve Adeletto. Do you think that NFT will make original pages worth more?
I don't want to answer those kind of questions.
There's no answer.
Yeah, it's
No comment.
It's just so much speculation. I just don't want to, encourage or add to it or anything. I have zero interest in NFTs myself. I mean, I
Right.
think they're goofy. I think it's kind of dumb, but there are people who clearly don't care, and that's what they want. How long will they want it? That's the big question.
All right.
I think ultimately it all comes back to physical art.
So you think they're goofy and kind of dumb, but you think I should do it?
Exactly.
Well, I don't know about
Perfect
this.
fit, bro.
I don't know about this.
All right, so let's. I think that we should. Chip, do you want to stick around for the Felix's show and tell of some of the awesome original art that he has?
Yeah, I would.
I can't compete with that though. Nothing.
Well, no, I'll find a shirt. I'll find a shirt.
Do you have an OnlyFans that you're here to promote, or is this?
Sorry, just a second. I'm gonna go put a shirt on.
This is
Okay.
Felix. I apologize. I don't know how he got in here. This was not planned.
All right, sorry about that.
We're talking about variant colors.
All right, yeah, show us some art. I'm excited.
So Ryan.
Yeah.
Is it the show and tell portion now?
Yeah. Let me
Absolutely.
let me make this. Yeah.
Show and tell started a second ago.
And then can I pin? How do I? Okay. Here we go. So.
So you asked me
Oh my gosh.
what my personal favorite was, and as far as when it comes to the comic art part of the collection, I'm probably going to be this big. There's going to be a lot of glare. But,
Oh, cool.
E for Vendetta.
And that, yeah,
Nice.
David Lloyd, right?
Yeah,
That's sick.
That's unbelievable.
that's awesome.
So do you keep that hung on your wall at home?
I used to. It's I just haven't gotten to this spot where it was on my wall, my old place, but not since I moved.
Well,
It must
so
be really satisfying to have the pieces from the days when the lettering was hand done.
yes,
Like, they feel a lot more complete. Like,
Yeah.
I know, like, as Ryan and myself both attest to the fact that leaving the space for the word balloons and then having the final art not have that space accounted for, it kind of eats away at me a little bit.
well, and, apparently there's some inkers who, when they stopped doing the balloons on the boards, they would refuse to take the same page rate because they said they were inking more because it was taking
Yeah.
up so much space, which I think would be amazing to know that you had like so much space, real estate taken up on the page already.
When I was doing physical art, I was doing a combination where I would sketch things out on 8.5 by 11, scan it in, blow it up, and blue line it.
Mm-hmm.
But I would do all the lettering on the computer
Mm-hmm.
and then print it out, so it'd be blue line plus the lettering already there.
Yeah, that's a good
And
idea.
I would ink that and then scan it from that, so the original still had that. But yeah.
I've seen Nick Klein's layouts. Felix, have you seen Nick's
Oh,
layouts
fuck, Nick
ever?
Klein.
Just what he sent. I mean, I haven't seen anything in person, but yeah.
He like letters them so that he knows exactly how big the balloons and stuff are, which is
Yeah.
to me that's. I mean, he's still faster than me somehow, so I guess it's fine, but it's pretty cool. When
I feel obligated to point out that we received a $2.99 super chat, which is a request for Chip to take his shirt back off.
No, Chip. Felix.
Give me.
Well, they
put in more
they
money.
paid for it.
Well, yeah. I mean,
Put in
yeah,
more money.
more money, and the shirt comes all the way off.
We don't want to teach the fans the lesson that they're wasting their money with the super chats.
Exactly.
When V for Vendetta came out, how long after that did you get that page?
Let's see. V for Vendetta came out in the States around 87, 88, something like that.
Uh-huh.
I got that page about 20 years later, 2007. You got it? And I got it from the, there was a band called Bauhaus, and the founder, at least singer, is a guy named David B., who was schoolmates with Alan Moore. They were good friends growing up. And so this page was a gift that Alan Moore had given to David's stepson. That's a graduation gift.
Right.
And he reached a point, I think he was meetings to pay for school or something, and decided it was, he would sell the art to help do that. And he got everyone's blessing to do it. So yeah, that was around 2007.
Did you do that one via Heritage, or did you do that in person?
In person. They were living in San Diego, so I was so obsessed. I bought a round trip same day ticket, flew out to San Diego, met him at the airport, did the exchange, got back on the plane, went home.
Wow. That's amazing.
Is V for Vendetta a favorite book of yours?
Yeah, anything Alan Moore, especially from that period. Yeah.
So you got anything else to show?
You want to see more? You want to see Alan Moore stuff?
I do. Yeah.
Yes.
You gotta dig it up. Hang on. There are various portfolios.
Chip, do a dance.
Is there money?
No. Well,
We
somebody
didn't
give
get
him
that.
money and Chip
Not
will
yet.
dance in the meantime.
Everybody in the super chats, Chip will do a little dance.
A lot of my Watchmen art was framed. I had to take it out of the frame for the artist edition. So now they're no longer framed. Here's one of my pages.
Oh my gosh.
Ah,
Bring it in closer. Bring it in closer. Oh wow.
That is so
That's
cool.
amazing.
that's fucking awesome. I love that.
This is what I love this Swamp Thing. This is from 21.
Oh. Yeah, Swamp
awesome.
Thing is my all-time favorite comic series, the Alan Moore Swamp Thing. So,
Another
Yeah.
John Toddleton.
yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's an amazing inker. And so it's got all those the way that he does those strokes where you can see the white in between the black spots.
Yeah.
Nobody
It's
else does
gorgeous.
that.
That's gorgeous stuff. I don't care for the environmental themes, but it's gorgeous.
So you're all about NFTs is what you're saying.
NFTs are perfect for you.
Yeah.
Oh, great. All right.
All right. Well, I got an exclusive. This one has not been seen by anyone before. So, reveal.
All right. Here we go.
STEG-MAN and his pals.
Mhm.
This is a cover. This one thing.
Oh my gosh.
Ooh.
And that's a good one too.
It's really hard to come by. You never see these show up. And the cool thing about this was they drew in the
Yeah.
Uh-huh.
and they did it because they wanted to do it, and they figured it would get covered up. But I think it was Ed Hannigan was the cover editor. Let this one go. But it's the only time that there was that hand letter.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
That's incredible.
Now, Ryan, you drew all of these?
No. I wish.
So, Felix, when you say, like, you just said that one, stuff like that is hard to find, doesn't pop up too often. What more than often is the case for that? Is it just because people are holding on to it, whether that's folks like yourself, collectors, or the actual artists, or did they just get lost?
All the above. All the above.
Do you know what the most expensive or well-known piece of comic art you've been in the presence of is?
Venom 200.
I know I can personally say that I held McFarlane's Spider-Man #1 in my hands after it sold for whatever $1 million that it sold for or whatever.
Wow.
Yeah.
I think it sold for 3 something.
Was it 3
How
million or
and why,
300?
Ryan?
I'm sorry.
Was it 3 million or 300,000 something?
300 something. 300 something. 300 something thousand.
Yeah. Right after it was bought.
Yeah. That was 2012, and that belonged to Gareth Sheamus, who was the
Right.
The wizard guy. Yeah.
Go ahead.
When I was at a cartoon museum, the Billy Ireland in Columbus, and they were giving us tours of the back rooms, and they had like all old like little Nemo pages and stuff, just crazy. But they'd just taken down the Bill Watterson Calvin and Hobbes collection.
Oh yeah.
And they were just lying there loose on the shelves, and I almost took one. I was like right there, and I was touching one, and I was like,
If you were wearing a shirt that day, you could have done the old,
Yeah.
I know. It's the problem with my lifestyle. No, Felix,
Just ever put on a fucking shirt, Chip.
Felix, I know you say you don't do this for the money, but I couldn't help but notice that the light switches behind you has 5 light switches on it, which seems very impressive.
Excessive.
It's excessive.
The room, yeah.
That's I don't think I've ever seen a 5er before. I've seen the 4 light switch plate, but look at that.
He wasn't looking for the money. He wasn't looking for the money, but it found him anyway.
Yeah, can you zoom in on that, guys? Are you able to do that? That's 5.
No, we're not.
Yeah,
able
we'll
to.
zoom in.
Splash page from Hell.
From
Oh my god.
from what is that from?
From Hell.
Oh
Yeah.
my gosh. Is that larger than 11 by 17?
I'm sorry?
Is that larger than 11 by 17?
No, this is 11 by 7.
Okay. From Hell is awesome. I need to reread that.
Yeah. Pretty cool. They just put out like a color version, but it's not my jam.
No, I prefer the black and
colored
white.
it all.
I almost always prefer comics in black and white, to be honest.
Yeah. I'm gonna email Frank Martin and let him know you just said that.
I shouldn't have said that. Frank, I love you.
Said that.
Everybody but mine. I prefer every comic but my own.
Yeah.
Frank Miller's a big page, so.
Oh my gosh.
Ooh.
They're
Ooh,
all on comic art pages.
that's a gorgeous one.
And Chip is a really big Daredevil fan. And Chip,
Yeah, I've been doing a fan
Daredevil.
comic. I've been doing a fan comic for a couple of years.
Yeah.
Yeah, very, very
Probably
cool.
the greatest Daredevil story ever.
Wow.
Is that
Wow. How do you even have that?
how are you allowed to?
This I got in a trade, and at the time it was a really badly lopsided trade in the other guy's favor. But I just love this page. I had to have it.
Like I didn't know Matt Kelly even sold pages. Like I know he hasn't sold any of his Batman Year One pages.
He sold 3 of the 7 issues of Born Again. He broke 2 up and sold 1 complete.
Wow. When did he do that? Like back in the day, or?
Well, early 2000s, he sold the last 2 issues because they were the costume heavy ones, and
Go for money, yeah.
Probably he didn't care so much about, but that the market desired, and he did real well with those. And then
Yeah.
later on, he sold I can't remember, it was issue 230. He sold one of the other issues complete to a collector.
So does Scott Dumbier have you on speed dial for those artist editions?
This is nothing. You should see some of these other guys' collections.
Yeah.
No, he does not have me on speed dial.
That's amazing. I would kill for that page.
He's got the bloodlust in his eyes.
$3.02, by the way. Oh,
What?
What?
What is that from?
He's just kidding.
How would you think?
Okay.
So the real thing is Miller Jansen, and I had Miller do Miller.
Oh, gotcha.
Oh, okay. All right. Yeah. Phew.
So that was a commission that you got from him?
Yeah.
Oh, that's cool.
Very cool.
Back. He doesn't work this size anymore. He doesn't really draw like this anymore.
No.
Yeah, Chip, we got $3.02 for you to do a little dance. So in your own time.
Yeah. Sorry. Just a second. I'll have to unplug just a second.
Yeah, no problem.
you have anything else you want to talk about, Ryan, or was it just show and tell?
I mean, I kind of just want the show and tell aspect.
Is that okay?
This is the worst thing that's ever happened to me. I think that since we're doing the live stream, Felix, I think that showing the art is pretty cool.
All right.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
This is big. This is bigger than a one mic.
Is that original? Holy shit!
All right, but this section here, not published. Yeah. These were Jansen's original inks, and Miller re-inked them for publication. So I got this page. This is one of the first pages I ever got. So you asked me, like, did I jump right in? Yeah, I said, fuck it. I just, I really thought when I started collecting comic art that I would get like a piece from like 12 favorite things and then be done with it. It didn't quite work out that way. But this is one of the first things I saw, and I was able to get. But this part always kind of bugged me, right? Because this part's not published.
Yeah.
Well,
that's incredibly cool, though. The fact that it's not published and like you have the only version.
Later, I was able to get this piece.
Oh my god!
Oh, that's the other piece
But
of
he
it.
still got it.
So I could reunite it as the page. And the funny thing is, these 4 panels cost me more than the page.
Oh yeah,
yeah.
I've been rereading the Dark Knight because I got that black and white version that's with no color, and that's some of the wildest inking I've ever seen, and I'm constantly fascinated by what his reasons were for what he was doing, because he had, like if you've met Klaus, he does everything. He's very analytical, so he definitely did everything for a reason. But it's so wild that it's like I can't figure out what the
Well, it's known at this point he didn't ink it all. Right? He farmed it out, so that's why it looks a little inconsistent.
Oh, he did. I thought, because I know that Frank re-inked some stuff. I didn't know that Klaus.
Re-inked it, but you didn't know that Todd McFarlane inked some of it?
No, what?
That's so dope. That is insane.
Apparently, Klaus had an assistant. He was having help on the inks, and Todd was hanging out with the assistant and got to ink some of the pages.
Oh my gosh.
That's insane.
Mm-hmm.
I've never heard that.
Yeah.
Just two panels. Just 2 panels.
Nice.
2 ring panels. Yeah, I love it.
I'm now, when I read it, I'm gonna be trying to figure that out the whole time.
Damn,
That's amazing.
Very cool.
This thing I got off eBay, like back in the day when shit like this.
Just on eBay.
Yeah. So how do you store your artwork? Like what's always stopped me from getting into buying originals is just the nervousness of having pieces worth so much money. They're paper and.
Yeah. Well, I have a rather large safe.
Okay, yeah, I wondered that. Because I've actually tried to convince my wife that we should invest in comic book art, and we go through the steps in our mind, and we're just like, oh, let's get a giant safe. But I'm like,
it's a terrible investment. Don't think of it as an investment.
well, I mean, it's more one of those things where like we obviously I have a lot of money.
You got 5 switches?
I have 4. I'm a 4-switch man. I hope to be a 5-switch man one day. And we talk about like, oh, we should invest our money, and it's like, but I don't understand anything. I don't understand industries, but I understand comic books, and I love comic book art. So it feels like kind of 2 birds, 1 stone to see it as an investment, but also a thing that I just love.
Kind of an accidental investment,
Yeah.
If you think of it strictly as an investment, it's going to take all the fun out of it.
Yeah, I kind of heard you talk about that before, and it is true. Like, unless you find the thing that, because like not every series that you do, people don't talk about it forever. But like all the stuff that you have, probably would be a good investment that you've shown us, because that stuff is like the legendary, the legendary stories. But I guess you could also get something from something that you think is going to be a legendary story, and then it's not talked about in 10 years.
Yeah, you'd have to buy stuff that you just love. Like that's all there is to it.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. yeah, I couldn't imagine shelling out money for an artist that I didn't care for, but I thought was going to be hot. Like that would eat away at my soul a bit.
We've got a couple questions here. Chad Larson again says, for new buyers, oh, this is about me, and it's gonna make me look good. How quick do new art drops sell out from Ryan typically?
Well, it's not. It's really not unique to Ryan. I mean,
Yeah,
it can happen in minutes.
right. That thing that you've created. So what for people that don't know, Felix does art drops where you seem to get everybody into a frenzy, and he puts the art up, and then somehow it's gone almost immediately. So that's kind of an innovation that you've brought around. I mean, I feel like the other art dealers all do that now too, to varying degrees of success. But you've really got that down.
Yeah, I'm not the one who invented the concept of a drop, but I am the one who brought it to comic art.
Right.
And I think it's fitting. It's one of a kind. This is your chance, but that's the thing. Everyone has a chance.
Right.
So there's a bit of fun involved, I think.
Absolutely.
Michael. Oh, excuse me. Go ahead.
Sorry, shut up, guys. How many comic art dealers are there kind of active right now? And do you form a community, or do you consider yourselves friends or rivals, or how does that work?
All the above again.
Okay.
And I again make a distinction between dealers and reps, but then there are a couple of guys who do both. I'm strictly a rep. And in terms of guys like me, who are only reps, there are a lot now. There weren't so many before, but there are more and more. I think if I may say, largely inspired by what we do.
Yeah. Now, is it just you, or do you have a team? Like, do you work with people? Because I feel like there must be a lot of art that goes in and out.
Yeah. I mean, I definitely have friends who pitch in, and my buddy Yams is huge with just helping with just a lot of the grunt work. But otherwise, it's pretty much a one-man show, and I only bite off what I can chew. That's why we're still relatively small.
That's so weird to think that you're relatively small, because like you're the name I think of when I think of like comic pages.
I don't rep 100 guys. I don't even know how that's possible, and I never had any doing that. Right? So,
Yeah, that always sounds like a bad idea. Like, even I come from the world of illustration. A lot of my friends signed up with agents at the time, and I would look at the agencies and I'd be like, well, they have like 100 artists. Like, all they need to do is get like you to do 2 jobs a year, and get the other 98 illustrators to do 2 jobs a year, and then they make their commission. Like it's better to have like a more narrow client base, so you can actually focus on them and focus on their work and help them grow their sales.
Absolutely.
Yeah, that's why I wanted to get in. Go ahead.
There's assurance of quality, right? Not just anyone. And also, I think the artists understand and appreciate it too. Like, I think they know if they join us, or we work together, that actually means something, as opposed to someone else who will bring on anyone.
Yeah. And my follow-up question is, will you rep me? I got a Venom 200 cover in the works. It's just got to get approved through Ryan. If I can get that one piece done, I'm just saying, maybe we could talk. I don't know.
Felix,
I don't know.
Can I sidebar with you before you make a decision here on Chip?
I think you do need to. I mean, forget the 5 switches. You just need to buy more shirts.
Yeah.
Michael Vanoy in the chat actually did ask Chip if there's a place where he can get pages from Stillwater. I'm assuming Stillwater is a comic book that you do.
Yeah, it's a very successful one. Ramon Perez. I don't know who Ramon's rep by, and I never know their names. I just remember at comic conventions, they always have the purple banners.
Oh, Jason Check.
Yeah, that's them. I think he's rep by them. But I don't see a cut of that, so I'm not here to talk about that. So you can cut.
What are you here to talk about?
Yeah.
Well, thanks for asking, Ryan. So I've got a new podcast called Manga-splaining, in which some friends and myself, we discuss a new book every week, and I'm a newbie to manga. And it's a lot of fun, mangasplaining.com. And we just started pulling in ad revenue, and I'm actually going to check it right now to see where it's at.
Okay.
We've made 51 cents so far. So let me just
Congratulations.
Well, we've seen what you'll do for $3. So
Yeah, so 50. What is 51 cents by?
Wait, it's updating. Oh, sorry, it's updating. Just a second. Can I share my screen?
No.
I think I can.
Felix, can I talk to Felix for a second?
Sorry. I don't want people to think I'm. Oh, you disabled it. God damn it. Anyways, go
on. Somebody asked who your first client was, Felix.
Victor Terra.
That's right. That's how I met you.
That's how I got into this.
Mm-hmm.
You know, I was buying art. I had started reading the Hand Project, loved it. No, actually, let me back up. I was just going through eBay, and he was selling a piece to buy a plane ticket to see Girlfriend at the time.
Mm-hmm.
And I knew nothing of the book, except it looked like I liked the art, and I just threw a bid at it, and I happened to win. I got the art, and then that inspired me to read the book, which I loved. So that made me want to buy more art. So I started talking to him, and he was an art collector too. So he knew the scene, and he knew who I was, and so it was just a very easy conversation. But got to be friendly with Nick.
Mm-hmm.
And he was younger, he was hungry, he was working really hard, and I liked the guy, so I had a rooting interest in his success, wanted to see him do well. And his art really wasn't selling for much. He wasn't really selling much, and what he was selling wasn't going for much. So I told him, let me help you. I will build your market for you. And he just kind of laughed, and I laughed because it's just I don't know, it was just something that came out, right?
Mm-hmm.
But I had some ideas, and we put them into practice, and they worked. So he was the first guy, and so word of mouth built from there. I was not planning on being a rep, but he started telling all his friends, and that led to other artists. But it was a slow build.
Mm-hmm.
I didn't take everyone on. I think our first couple of years even. First year was like maybe 4 or 5 guys, and then by year 3, I think we were still about a dozen.
I may have missed this, but what did you do before you were an art rep?
I did. Right before I was an art rep, I was in the ice cream business. I had a small chain with my wife. So I went to film school, and I worked in the entertainment industry. Then took a break, thinking I was gonna go back, and I never did. And ice cream was just one of the things we did. Because the last thing we did for this.
It's wild.
And you just got into that by meeting somebody that was into ice cream, and then you were like, "Hey, I can help you."
That's a whole other story. We did it completely as a lark, just because we liked ice cream.
Right.
It was just what the hell? Just give it a try, and then before you knew it, was like 12 years of our life. And I'm not going to tell you it was 12 years well spent,
Mm-hmm.
but it was we got to do it together.
Yeah.
Art Jedi and Dakota Crows wanted to know, Ryan and Felix, has there ever been a piece of art that you didn't want to let go of?
For me, not really. I'm definitely of the generation that I've grown up, mostly of my life with having access to like digital stuff. So I was excited to get rid of my CDs and switch to, digital files. And I'm not a collector, and I don't trust myself with stuff. So once I have the digital files and I have them, backed up and everything, I don't care anymore. I want it out of here because I feel like it's valuable and I'm going to ruin it.
Felix, did you have a piece that you didn't want to let go of?
I don't really sell anything out of my collection. So there's one thing I had where a collector I was friendly with just really wanted it. So I let him have it. And I kind of wish I had it back. But
Just call him up. Hey, could I have that back, please?
it was, and the funny thing was he didn't even have the money to pay for it. So he asked me just to take some art from him in trade. I said, I don't even want this art. Why don't you just sell that and then just pay me from the proceeds? And I was like so stupid. I didn't even make him do that in the end. I took the art. I sold it. Yeah, but it was a Barry Windsor Smith weapon X page, a really great one. And I will say though, at least he still has it.
Right.
He really did love it. He still has it.
Did you end up getting another Barry Windsor Smith page to replace it? No.
I just when you let go of something like that, it's kind of hard to replace it with a lesser example. And just nothing looked as good to me. And plus, the prices for those things have just gone crazy. I don't even want to replace at this point what they cost.
Yeah.
Do you when you look, like, this is just, I don't know why, but I'm always interested in this. So you keep your art in a portfolio, or you have some of it framed, and that makes sense to me because you can look at it every time you go by. But do you ever just open up the portfolios and just look at it for fun?
Of course.
Yeah.
Of course. A little bit of the Scrooge McDuck thing,
Yeah.
It's art instead of gold coins.
Yeah, I guess it's kind of like, that's why I have artist editions, I guess. I go through those and just stare at them. I think I'd just be too afraid of owning it. I'd be too scared that I was going to ruin it with my crazy hands.
How many artist editions do you have, Ryan?
I don't know, like 1 billion?
Yeah.
Did you get the Jim Lee one?
No, not yet. I've been debating it. I've got the Mazzucchelli Born Again one.
That's my favorite one.
It's my Bible. Yeah.
That's still my favorite out of all of them.
Yeah.
It's so inspiring on so many levels. I've got that. I've got a John Romita Sr. Spider-Man one. I think that's it. Somebody bought me like one of just Marvel covers, which I ended up getting rid of because I didn't actually like it. I know they'd be addictive. Like, that's the thing. I've held off on going all in on them.
There's something about, the ones that I like are the ones where like the Mazzucchelli one, where you can see whiteout on the page where something got messed up and they fixed it. Or Mazzucchelli's has the overlays that they did, where he did stuff on tracing paper. One of the best ones is the Walt Simonson one. Do you have that one, Felix?
Yeah. Which one?
The Thor one.
The Thor.
I've got two now.
Oh, does he? What's the other one?
There's more Thor. It's just more Thor.
Oh, okay. And the Will Eisner, the Spirit one, is a lot. There's a ton of whiteout. That guy was just fearless.
Yeah.
But this Jim Lee one is pretty fantastic, honestly. Like, I didn't know what to expect, but I love it.
I'm notoriously cheap, and I don't like having stuff, and it really conflicts with my love of the actual art. So I need to just get past that and just start buying stuff.
I would say that the artist editions are one of the few things that I actually collect. I could get addicted to original art for sure, but
what are the pieces that you own then?
I have, via Felix, I have a Goran Parlov Spider-Man.
Oh yeah.
I have.
Is it from the story I did with them?
No, it's just a. What is that from, Felix? Do you know?
I got a page from that actually, Chip.
Oh really? Oh, it's so gorgeous.
Yeah.
How much?
You're trying to buy it from him?
Yeah, I've been lucky enough. Like I've for most of my big projects, I've received a piece of art from the artists, and they're like treasures to me. Walt Simonson sent me a Jughead cover for free, which just blew my mind because he was my favorite.
Yeah.
But the Goran Parlov, that Spider-Man stuff is just every page that came in just blew my mind. He's so good.
Mm-hmm.
He's so good.
He's one of the, like, looking at that one piece that I have, Felix. It was so interesting to see his line work. It made me very aware of how much I don't understand about line.
He's like a master. Do you have the page handy, Ryan?
Yeah, you can show yours, Felix.
Yeah, please show yours too.
I've got to run it. Actually, well, he's getting something.
We'll take a break. Me and Chip and the boys can chat for a second.
Boys,
Yeah, we'll hang out.
boys, how you been? Oh, hey, wait, there we go. Oh, fuck.
This is one of my favorite, all-time favorite books. So really thrilled to get this. Get this piece. So Brian K. Vaughan is one of my all-time favorite writers, probably.
Yeah.
Very good.
After Moore.
Yeah.
And it turns out he's a huge comic art nut too.
Yeah.
Love it.
Nice. Ryan, you gotta blow your screen up.
Oh.
Unpin the Felix one.
Okay.
Damn.
Yeah, blow that up.
I'm trying to.
Gallery. Oh, okay. Oh, it's beautiful. What's that from?
Yeah, what is this from, Felix?
Something unpublished. This is something he did.
Man.
Look at that. It's so
It's clean and perfect and yeah.
so few lines. I would have put so many more lines.
Got the classic signature too.
Yep. Yeah, that's one of my favorite things that he does is how he signs pages in the middle of it.
Yeah.
He can get away
You
with
just
it. Yeah, he's one of the few guys who can get away with it. It's usually European guys. They can get away with it.
Yeah.
you just freehanding that, Ryan, or is it in some sort of sleeve? Or are you just tossing it around, getting some smudges on it?
Yes, it's not in a sleeve. It is definitely. It's in my files.
People are taking notice too, by the way, of your growing piles of books in the background.
All right, let me
It's like
explain.
there's like a monster gathering.
My office is actually the cleanest that it's been in a long time, but I just have too much stuff, and I'm gonna get built-in shelves. And until the built-ins are put in, this is where they're gonna be.
Were you inspired by Sean Phillips?
No, why? What did he do?
He just had them done. He just had these custom built-in shelves done, and they're gorgeous.
Yeah, I'm waiting.
Ryan needs shelves, everybody, so jump in the super chats to support his shelves.
Ryan, the past 3 days I've been at the Marvel Retreat, the Zoom Marvel Retreat,
Right.
and it was mentioned that you're 4 pages away from finishing
Uh-huh.
King in Black. Is that? Are you done? Are you close? What are you?
I am, about 4 or 5 pages away.
It's exciting.
They just added pages on me, so
Yeah, I heard
not
that
as
too.
close as I
Yeah.
would be.
I know. Unfortunate. I'm sorry.
I don't have the Spider-Man page handy. Here's a page from.
Oh.
Cool.
Which book is that from?
Fury.
Fury, my war gone by.
I love that one.
Yeah.
Oh, are we? Yeah, we're still on. Okay.
It's amazing.
There's a 2-pager from Punisher Platoon.
Oh, that is one of my favorite books too.
Ooh. Man.
How does he do that? Why can't I do that?
It's a level of confidence that like I'll never have.
Yeah.
To just put down the line and be like, yep, that's it. That's the line.
Done.
Yeah.
I own a single piece of comic art, and it is actually an original sketch by Mr. Ryan Stegman, and that's it.
Did I do?
He hasn't given you guys the pages or anything?
No, if you could believe it or not, Chip, nothing.
That's
For
weird.
everything we've done for Ryan.
Yeah.
All right.
It's
Well,
just bizarre, isn't it?
we're at an hour and 5 minutes. Do you have any other cool stuff you can show, Felix? We'll do like a lightning round of cool art.
Yeah.
Early from a local guy. I got this.
Oh, there we go.
God.
There we fucking go.
He was waiting to whip that shit out. God dang.
All right, that's my shit, man. Yes.
It looks like it's in great
Great
condition
motion.
too, just from the brief second there.
Yeah.
That's insane.
Usually when you
God.
art,
It's insane.
colored, it's because I got displayed. I got exposed to too much sunlight. Wasn't behind an archival glass.
Yeah.
Does your daughter care about comics at all? Does she think these are cool, or is it just like, oh, that's Dad's weird thing that he does?
Somewhere in between.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. I've got that coffee table book, the Ditko's Amazing one.
This is from Creature One.
Oh wow.
Ooh.
The best single issue. The best #1 of all time, in my opinion.
That's pretty solid.
I got a couple pages from that.
Wow.
Another one.
I still can't believe you whipped out a Ditko. What the fuck?
I know.
No, just
Dude.
First Cassidy.
Are you kidding?
Oh,
That's the first appearance?
That's his boy.
That is so
That's Ryan's pride and joy.
wild.
Damn.
I'll give you $50.
I will say, it's a good thing we didn't record this for the podcast, because this would not have been a good podcast,
Yeah,
but I do think this is a cool live show.
Yeah.
Okay, translate.
These people better appreciate it. Chains in the chat if you appreciate it, you goons.
Come on. Where have the chains been? Chip danced for you and everything, not a single chain.
Not a single chain.
That's how it goes.
Yeah.
So another guy, you like Whiteout. You won't like this guy because there's no Whiteout, but that's also why it's so insane.
Mm.
Wow.
Holy moly.
Wow.
Is that Boland?
Yeah.
Does it look
Like even like little individual hairs on the legs.
Yeah.
does it look like a computer did it? He's like a printer. It's crazy.
Yeah. Felix, are you a Kirby guy too? Like,
I don't have any. I'm not a crazy Kirby guy. I definitely respect him. A couple pieces of respect here right now.
Felix, we got Dakota asked an interesting question. Do you keep up with reading current comics, like, or do you just kind of pay?
No,
All right,
nonstop. I mean,
very cool.
that's how I got into this. So I tell people, all art started off as modern art. So you're on top of current art.
Yeah.
You do pretty well. This is
Oh man.
there's when I used to share a studio with a bunch of artists, we would play a game which was called Find the Bad Jaime Drawing, and there's just no such thing. You just go through a book and everything's perfect. Like nothing's awkward, nothing's off. Like he's probably the most solid comic artist of all time, I think.
Mm-hmm.
This is give you an idea of scale. This is part of the top tier of a Prince Valiant strip. So this would be 2/3 of a tier. There'd be like another panel tier.
Wow.
Yeah.
Three more tiers. These things are giant. This is
Wow.
the title.
Yeah.
I got it because it's got everything I want, all the elements I want.
Did you ever actually read Prince Valiant?
Oh yeah.
You were the person.
The fanographic reprints are fantastic, and this is old page too. This is Torpedo, Jordy Burnett.
Oh my gosh.
My God.
That is awesome. That was a cover, right? Or was that a splash?
Cover, yeah. And then also from Torpedo would be
Oath.
That's a Toth page? Oh, I remember that one.
That's sick.
Beautiful. All right, I guess I'm collecting originals.
I know. Yeah, I need to start with a Toth, though.
Yeah, start with a Toth.
This is a favorite 2-page sequence, and favorite title.
Oh, Nexus.
Oh, wow.
This is like one of my favorite gags. The bending beam.
Oh, cool.
That's awesome.
Should I read Nexus?
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
Sure. Just
Yeah.
enjoy Rude's art.
Yeah, it's gorgeous. It's worth it for that.
I was gonna ask that about.
It's funny the toast and the Rude back to back because of the Rude toast thing back in the day.
Oh, the critique.
The critique from Toast, which is just
The thing I always remember from that is you're too good to be this bad.
It's so great.
It's pretty good.
And then you see what Rude's doing, and it's perfect.
Yeah, I know. You'd never.
Or Poland.
Oh man.
Oh fuck!
From Killing
shit.
Joke.
Damn.
I feel like you're dropping the coolest ones the most casually.
Like I know it's gauche to talk money, but these are not cheap pieces. These are crazy.
What the fuck? Yeah.
These are 10 light switch pieces.
Easy 10 light switch.
Yeah.
Oh shit.
Wow.
It's a great position.
Felix, can I come over?
Yeah. I'll wear a shirt, I swear.
All right, we'll do 2 more, and then we're gonna get rid of these people.
How long does this show go for?
About this long. We're right at about what we normally do.
Just slightly too long is how long we usually go.
Longer than you'd expect.
Just overstaying our welcome.
Yeah.
I can talk comic art all night long.
Fuck yeah.
Here's a favorite.
Oh my god.
Oh wow.
That is awesome.
Looks like Griffin.
You son of a bitch.
It really did.
That's incredibly mean. Just
This is the stuff I deal with. Chip, can I be on manga splaining instead? Can I be on that?
shut up, you ugly piece of shit.
Why didn't you? Hey, Chip, I have a question.
Awesome.
Why didn't you ask Ethan and Griffin to produce your podcast?
Yeah, I remember when we offered to produce a show for you, you turned us down, and then popped up on the scene with a podcast. That was really hurtful.
So it turns out that it's actually quite easy to do.
Yeah,
and you don't need 2 boys to do it.
Yeah. Well, don't tell them that.
I was already doing this shit.
Yeah.
I'd been doing it for years. If I'd known, if you had actually offered, then definitely. Especially those really smooth announcing skills, like stuttering on level announcing skills.
Yeah.
Felix, do you edit your own podcast?
There really is no editing.
Right.
We just do it and put it out there.
Griff and I actually auction off our original MP3s of the show.
Yeah. The files.
And that's how we make most of our money. Yeah.
But we do it by like everyone's individual ends. So someone will give us some cash for just my end, and of course that's just saying, "Hey everyone, welcome to the show." And then it's about 20 minutes of silence, and then I'll go.
Dakota Cross. We'll leave on this thing. Dakota Cross says, "Yeah, this is a 10 out of 10 episode. I'm so used to seeing Felix do live streams with other collectors, so it's cool to get to see some of Felix's collection." So that worked out.
Yeah, very cool. Very cool.
All right.
Thanks for having me along, guys. I know I kind of crashed, but it was really a pleasure meeting you in this format, Felix.
Son of a bitch. Hey, all right.